What's happening? How y'all doing? How y'all holding up? There's a lot of chaos around here. We're gonna make this work though. You know how it goes.
We all at home. Our daughter upstairs screaming right now. So
absolutely,
it's all good, man. Hey, listen, thank you for coming on to the Wind Down, man. Thank you for this challenge, quote unquote, in a sense.
Yeah, for sure.
For saying you would do this.
I'm excited. I have no idea what I'm doing in here, so
you know more than I do.
Aisha,
I'll follow you. You cook a little bit more than I do.
I got one meal, bro. Like, I got a 5-ingredient pasta that nobody can mess up unless you overcook the noodles. Like, that's easy.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, what you cooking tonight? Tell us what you cooking tonight.
All right, let me get you the full spread. You ready?
Yeah, let me see it. Let me see it.
You ready, Ish?
Yeah.
Ish's gonna be here in a second.
I'm just getting some wine glasses.
She's
getting some wine glasses.
She come. Listen, D. Wright just commented, right? So
what did he say?
With D. Wright, obviously very good friends. You was his teammate for a little while. Tell me a little something about D. Wright that you know.
Oh, D. Wright, man.
Good morning.
The funniest dude I know, but he don't really say much. He's just funny. He's got this funny essence, right? So like, anytime you telling him something funny, his laugh. Nah, D. Wright. D. Wright did he one of those? He'd be like, when he get mad about something, yo, I'm 38 hot right now. Like, he be saying, that's my guy though. He still lives right down the across the bay now. I'm saying he lives across the bay. I'm not gonna tell him exactly where he lives right across the bay. So we stay in touch. Obviously, him and Aisha and Mia really tight. I know Gav. So
for sure.
He is one of my. That's my guy.
Hey, before you got on, me and the wife was having a conversation about spaghetti or pasta. When you grew up, and I know you grew up a little different than I did you put sugar in your spaghetti?
Yes.
Yes.
What? No. For what? Wait, what?
Gav, you gotta explain. You gotta explain this one.
Yes.
Wait, what? Why is the camera so high?
Wait, no sugar in the spaghetti?
What's up?
No sugar in the spaghetti, Gav?
Wait a minute, sugar and spaghetti. You didn't do that, Aisha? You didn't do that?
Oh, you did? You put sugar in spaghetti, Aisha?
Yes.
I still put sugar in spaghetti.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all some different kind of Negroes in here. Nah.
Yo, show us the spread. Show us the spread. Show us what you're working with.
You do the spaghetti, the sugar with my aunts and my mom used to put pepperonis in there, all sorts of.
I don't know about the pepperoni.
Reasonable things, not sugar. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
There's a reason though. It cuts the acidity of the tomato.
I like the acidity. Okay. But at me.
She brought the whole technical reasoning to it. I just thought it tastes good. She brought the whole technical reasoning behind it.
It brings out more of the tomato.
Now, do you guys bake on top? First of all, they make the spaghetti, then they bake it with American cheese. Thank you. On top of the sugar spaghetti.
I've had that for one or two Thanksgivings. I've had that.
A spaghetti casserole, if you will.
Let me tell you something. My father cooks amazing spaghetti.
It's sweet.
It's sweet.
Spaghetti casserole.
It's sweet now. You don't get your body fat checked out. You eat it, but
absolutely, it's not good for this time and place right now.
It's bomb though. Facts.
But she just left, so I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit what I'm cooking tonight.
Let's
right?
do it.
And it's not going. Thankfully, everybody who's watching this is not here and don't have to taste test because we ain't gonna hold myself to a whole standard. But we got a little pan steak. Tonight the special is a little pan steak out of a little cast iron skillet. It's a fillet. We got some seared scallops.
Oh.
The little surf and turf.
Oh.
And we're gonna round that out with a little Brussels sprout.
Oh, you already lost.
Wait.
You already lost.
You couldn't baby. You on my side.
I'm scared.
You on my side.
You already lost.
I'm scared.
It sounds real good, right?
Scared.
Are you cooking for the family or what? I mean, what's up? Everybody eating that?
I got 2 fillets here. The kids there's too many kids around here. So I don't think I got enough food for
Oh, okay, because I was about to say the kids to tell the truth. Like,
Nah.
like it. We didn't know right away.
Honestly, we ordered Chick-fil-A.
I don't even worry about it. Listen. So this is what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to keep having conversations. Me and Steph, we're going to be cooking, going back and forth, but let's keep having combos and let's just vibe a little bit. All right, y'all got y'all wine over there? What y'all drinking?
We got the wine. So I know you got the Wade Cellars. We got the two domains over here. We got the Domaine Curry. We got the Sauvignon Blanc. We got the Cabernet Sauvignon. So everybody's enjoying some fine wine tonight.
Yo, so can y'all tell us a little bit about y'all entry into the wine business and having
Yeah.
y'all own wine?
Please do
Let's talk
explain.
about it.
Yeah.
Please do tell. Do tell.
So my sister-in-law and I, Sidel actually started this wine with our lovely vintner John Schwartz, and we love Cabernet Sauvignon, and so we like a big bold cab.
Yeah.
And so one night at a birthday dinner for his mom.
Steph, wash your hands, Steph.
Yeah, wash them hands.
20 seconds.
I'm singing the alphabet right now.
One night at a birthday dinner for his mom, I said, you know, you're like a big bold cab, like the women in our family are like a big bold cab, and you're a great representation of that. So we're like, big bold cabs, let's get into it. And so it's luscious, it's very forward, and then our second we came out with was this Sauvignon Blanc, and it's super grapefruity and floral. We enjoy doing it. We're so close to Napa, it only made sense.
We gotta do a group trip back up to Napa.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun. I'm gonna lower this chooch. I
Y'all
don't know
want to see these
what.
onions right here, everybody?
Yeah.
So
What's
I
that?
know
What you got?
Paula-
Oh, did you tell everybody what you cooking?
Yeah, man, I'm making pasta over here, man. Pasta, little Cabernet wine, it goes perfect.
Wait, where'd it go?
That's
Hold
big
on,
time.
hold on. We'll show y'all. Hold on.
How do you? Why is it
So
so
I'm cooking.
zoomy?
I'm getting a recipe out of my chef's book.
Oh, that's big time.
Right? So here we go right here.
Oh.
You guys see the Wade wine is already with it. So it's already perfect.
Wait, so what's in it? What's the protein in it?
First of all, this is very healthy. Okay, let's let y'all know. This ain't that pasta that you gotta worry about with the love handles.
Yeah.
Right? Baby, here, I'm cooking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
my wife gonna tell y'all I'm gonna go ahead and get these onions ready.
Absolutely. I'm about to, what am I about to do? Toss these Brussels sprouts? Is that what I'm about to do? And some olive oil?
We don't have practical insight.
them in half
Except for these onions, but it's fine.
Wait, are we starting with white, or do you want to just get into the red?
So this lentil penne pasta with turkey meat sauce. Aisha, what are your thoughts on brown turkey? Because I like brown.
You like brown what?
I like ground beef, like regular ground round with the fatty pool of grease on top. But
We use a lot of
a Midwest thing.
like typically like during the season we use a lot of ground turkey. But I do prefer ground beef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this masterpiece that I'm making over here.
You don't even like onions, baby.
All right, so next,
Put no pressure on
That's
that.
not good for me.
this is all about making sure that I represent what Chef has really put together for us. Okay, so next, guys, I'm about to throw some garlic in there. Only half of it. All right, I'm just letting y'all know my process. All right?
Yeah, you gotta tell the people what you're doing. You can't
I'm over here
just
slicing. I'm slicing some
we
Brussels
should
sprouts.
move the camera right
Yeah,
here
I want to
so
make
he
sure
can
you
talk.
cook
Do
it.
it. Yeah, bring it.
Yeah, I'm gonna move the camera so he can talk and chop.
So right now, I'm in the process of slicing up these Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna try to sound real professional with it. I want to make sure the Brussels sprouts are nice and chopped evenly, so it's, get the olive oil sopping up. On. You gotta do a little
Does that work?
camera trick. So
Oh Lord Jesus.
I don't know if y'all, but y'all probably can smell my aroma through the phone. It smells so good over here.
Sure.
What is that? We got onions and.
Hey, so I got a question. Who's the real Okay, so who got the trademark on Chef Curry?
Well, now I do.
Also, you got the trademark on Chef Curry. They call him. I'm just wondering.
I had to throw the no look because they was trying to put that on me, and I ain't want none of them problems. No,
Listen,
sir.
everybody, I'm about to pour a little Wade wine into my ingredients. I just want y'all to know.
Oh,
All
you
right?
drinking it and using it in it? Oh,
Drinking
okay.
it and using. Hey, listen. I watched my parents. They ain't pour wine. They pour a little something else. But I watched my parents do this.
His parents also put American cheese on top of spaghetti.
That's right. That's right.
See how it turns out.
Okay, that's good enough, babe.
Uh-huh.
Baby,
Oh.
you smell it.
That's step
I
On the
smell
pan.
it.
Just put it on the pan and put it in the oven.
I got you.
Baby, Baby, can you talk to Aisha about
Her magazine?
yes, talk to
Aisha, tell us about your magazine.
Oh my God, stop!
Let's see it. Oh, sweet July.
Hey,
That cover girl.
that cover right there. I should cook like this the whole time. You're real sexy with it. Oh, by the way, I have preheated this oven to 425 degrees for these here Brussels sprouts.
Wait,
Oh.
you don't want
Oh.
Okay. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna look at those Brussels sprouts when you're done. Brussels sprouts ain't easy to make.
They're not. We're gonna find out today.
Everybody,
No.
I'm about to do a little salt and pepper, give a little more seasoning to my sauce.
This
So
is
what is your
hilarious
magazine
to
gonna cover? What kind of things? What kind of topics?
me. What'd you say?
What kind of things is your magazine gonna cover? What issues? What kind of stuff? What can we look for?
I wanted it to be super inclusive, and so this first issue we're talking all about sunscreen and skincare for all skin types, because I feel like a lot of us don't know that you still actually need to wear sunscreen. And I think I've seen you talk about the fact that you always wear sunscreen.
Yes.
I feel like I've read that before, and it's so important because our community is actually more susceptible to, we don't get skin cancer as often, but when Black people do, they're more likely to fall super, super ill from it. So people don't know that. And so we dive into that. My mom has a column in there where she talks about, just going through a transitional phase in her marriage and personal life, and just being 57 and fabulous. And so I was really excited to have that for her, because it's always been a dream of hers. And then just featuring local businesses, small businesses, all sorts of things. It's honestly a dream come true, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
It's dope. Like nobody I know that's younger has their own magazine and is all about
Give me the book. I need the book.
See, this is how you end up with
Give me
American
the book.
cheese on top of it. Wait, can I just say that both your mamas fine? Last year at your birthday party,
Yes.
your mom and Steph's mom are
Crazy.
top 5 hottest moms ever in life.
It's so ridiculous. And I'll see like crazy comments on Instagram. So like, how do you feel that your mother-in-law and your mom look better than you? I'm like, I feel great, because that means I'm going to age very well. Thank you.
Y'all fine.
Y'all
fine.
Aisha, I got a question. So I know, I think you started off kind of everything, you blog, right? Like early on, you had a blog. So you started everything on blog. So we have a lot of people that's out here listening that, they're in this space where they want to do something, they want to create something, but they don't know how to do it. How was your process and why you started the blog, and how was your process of doing that to get to where you are now, where you have an empire?
Empire. Can we talk about it?
Oh God. You guys are making me
Empire.
sweat. I feel
You
so
can
crazy.
see us when we walk into International
I
Smoke
think-
in San Francisco. We were like, this is my friend's restaurant, and give us some barbecue
You need that
sauce.
sauce, though.
The barbecue sauce.
You need that barbecue sauce.
I know. I feel like when you have purpose and a calling, like things happen organically. So as long as you're passionate about the steps that you're taking and what you're doing, and it comes from an organic place, that the right doors are going to open for you, as long as you're putting in the work. I think a lot of people don't know the behind the scenes stuff that goes on, and the effort that people are putting in off of Instagram, and the long nights and the office nights. We never really show that, and maybe we should start. But there's just a lot of work that goes into everything. But I think for anybody like looking to start doing something, it's just do it with conviction and not letting anybody stop you. There's gonna be a lot of no's before you get to a yes.
Facts. And it's one
A
of those
lot of the
things-
no's. Talk about the no's. Talk about the no's.
The no's are
They're hard.
ruthless. They
They're hard.
hurt. They hurt. But life's about resilience and what's that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you like the
What is that?
These are sausages, baby.
I got also turkey sausage.
So these right here are turkey sausages right here. All right, we keeping it healthy, y'all. We keeping it healthy.
That's
You see?
awesome.
You see me, Steph?
How can
Pour a
you
little
get
olive
the
oil in the skillet. Now I'm about to throw this turkey sausage in there. Chad, that is just Chad and not hot dogs, bro. Don't do that.
I'm gonna see how my
Yes, they were hot dogs.
They are not hot dogs, just
I'm
Chad.
done.
Says the guy that puts American cheese on sugary spaghetti.
Are you keeping track of the steak?
Yo,
Are you
yo,
keeping track?
Steph,
This sizzle right here.
what we got?
So I just put the pan steaks on right here.
There's fillets.
I keep saying the wrong meat. It's,
Don't worry about it.
It's a pan steak. If we get it.
It's
Pan
pan
steak.
fillet. That's a cardinal sin in the kitchen. You gotta talk to your food like it's got value.
Break it down.
It's got life.
Number.
It's filet. You're just cooking it in a pan.
Hey, yo, Steph,
Yes, sir.
I got a question for you, man.
What's good?
So listen, I feel like me and you are kind of similar in this respect right here, right? I feel like we're both two guys that probably, when it's all said and done, will not get the overall respect that we probably should get from this game, right? How do you deal with that? For all the kids and everyone's out there listening, how do you deal with that? One, while you're playing as one of the top players in the game, but maybe not getting respect that the real basketball players know you should get.
I mean, it comes in waves. I think the grind to get to that level, like the championship experiences, and people knowing your name and you creating that fear every time you walk in the gym that they know that you're there. Like that journey's so dope because every night it's like I'm proving to myself first and foremost that the work that I put in is paying off, and like it starts to build your confidence. Then you start winning, and everybody loves you, right? Like there's that window where it's just like you can do no wrong, and it's cool. Like, but it still doesn't change the drive that got us there. But then afterwards, what I'm finding out, like as soon as you have a little vulnerability or a little window for them to come in, they come full circle. So like. I wouldn't say it hurts. It's just more entertaining for me because, like I told somebody earlier, I'm so confident in like who I am, and that has come from the people around me, the circle that I got that's so tight that they're not gassing me, but they keep it real, and that has allowed me to kind of take all the criticism, whether I might have like a human like, oh man, bump them, or I'm about to go tweet something right quick. I still have those reactions, but at the end of the day, like I know who I am, I know what I put into it, and at the end of the day, the hate is always louder than the love, and then we gotta change that. But we just deal with it. That's the biggest thing. You just gotta be confident in who you are. I know that comes with work. You gotta prove it to yourself first.
Yeah.
Well, like we said, fear when you walk into the gym. That's my shit right there.
Yeah. Hey, listen. So when did you see that shift of that fear, Steph? Because I remember, you first came in. When did you see that shift happen?
You said the what?
When did you see that shift in guys? The look in people's eyes when you came off the court was different.
When they got scared.
When that fear came in, what time was that in the NBA?
I was like,
what game was it?
Did you remember the game? Y'all.
It was New York. It was in New York. It was in New York in 2013.
Oh,
2014. That was 20. No, that was 2013. That was 2013. That was New York.
Wait, how many times?
That was when I knew.
54? What's that, like 54?
We're 54 and we lost, but
Where can I find one?
I remember watching that game. Like
in
you miss every night. We in trouble.
Like I was playing 48 minutes a night because we had injuries, and Coach Jackson we were trying to prove like that we were about that life on the biggest stages. So I was playing 48 minutes just going out there and hooping. But that was the night I felt like I was as close to being like the perfect offensive player. Just like in that moment, I was like, I can do whatever I want to on the floor, like anything. I can get to the cup. I ain't gonna dunk on nobody, but I can float it. I can shoot it. I can make the right pass. And that was as close as I felt to it. But from there, it was just an avalanche of confidence. And so like the young guys, like coming in now, the journey to get to that point, you're gonna have so many ups and downs. And like the best players are the ones that can stay even keel through it all. Like they can find a way to not feel themselves when they score 50 and not think they have lost it all when they score 8. Like they got to be somewhere in the middle where every night, they just play. And from that point, it was all about establishing confidence. And you can talk to yourself and you can kind of speak it into existence, but until you actually feel it, it's hard to explain. You know?
Yeah.
I'm interested, like, what was that for you? Just that moment. Was it like that first playoff run? Was it, the first finals appearance? Like, what was that for you where you knew, like, I'm that guy?
You know what? For me, it was more so than like a performance. It was matchups. So when I first got in the league stuff, like I couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
So everyone backed all the way to the rim. And then I remember the game when I first remember when we was playing the Lakers. We was playing against Cole. And I remember when Cole first picked me up 94 feet. Because at first, he would pick me up underneath the three-point line, go under 2 screens, and let me shoot. So the moment where guys started picking me up 94 feet because they didn't want me to touch the basketball, that's the moment I was like, oh, okay, I got the respect now. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that I couldn't shoot. It's just the fact that, like, I remember being at the three-point line a lot, and I'm like, I'm not a three-point shooter. Why are guys guarding me, denying me at the three-point line? Let me shoot it. But the thing is, they didn't want me to touch the ball because when I touched the ball, either I was going to score or I was going to create the opportunity for one of my teammates. So that's when I knew that the respect was there. And like you said, when you get to the point, man, where you like, I can do anything on this floor, it's no stopping you, man. Once they get up here, it's no stopping.
No stopping. Like, that was, CP was my guy, because that was like my road dog from coming out and out of college. Like, he took me under his wing from the jump, and I'm forever grateful for that, because he showed me how to work. He showed me like the pressure on being elite every night, and like I got to chase that for like 3-4 years until we finally met up in the playoff series, and they beat us, and like I'm still like, dang, I was right there, almost got him. So like, there's always like that. I love that part about the NBA and like the fraternity. Like, there's respect, even though it's competition and it could be bad blood at times, and just the ebbs and flows of what that is on the court. But at the end of the day, I'm sure like once it's all said and done, you're gonna look back and appreciate those people that you can kind of put a face to, the success, which is
We're
dope.
going to Six Flags.
Yeah, it was
We went to Six Flags before the draft and
By the way,
pinching each other.
By
the way,
North Carolina.
Oh,
We went there. CP's wedding.
while I was giving my answer last,
Kevin Hart.
Aisha was right. She wrote that on the paper. Flip the state.
He wasn't listening to me.
She had to write it to me.
Wait, can we put them on Bluetooth though so we can hear better?
You saw I had.
Or is it gonna reverb? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work though. It's fine.
Yo, Aisha, have you guys received worse advice than the advice that I gave at Mia?
Wait, I'm done.
I mean, might be the best advice you guys have probably. It's why you guys are where you are. Because I
can't remember verbatim.
You want to tell the people what I told you?
Do you remember verbatim what it was? Yes.
The spirit of it was.
The spirit.
The spirit of it was. In your relationship, just make sure you got each other.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, maybe that came a little later.
maybe that was
That
the
was
next
next
week.
chapter.
That might have been
I
next
was trying to help.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that sounds like actual good advice. I didn't give you guys that first.
It was interesting.
Hold on.
Oh, nice.
Everybody go to pot.
Nice.
Y'all see it?
Ah.
Aroma.
Okay.
Are you?
Yo, Steph, I need to
Wait,
see
are
your
you guys?
work. Show
You
me
guys are
something.
in LA right now, or?
In LA, yeah. Yeah, we moved from Miami, so we're here
right.
full time now.
That is right.
Yeah.
Nice. They moved there full time now. Yep.
We're trying to snatch your neighbors. We're
I
trying to get Jared and
know.
Mia down here. Come
I
back
feel
to
like
LA.
I feel like it's gonna happen.
You want to see? All right. So hold on one second. Sorry to interrupt. D-Wade, you said you want to see my work, so I got about a minute left on the fillets. And
We
then
like a good medium rare.
then I moved over here and I'm looking at these scallops. I just generously salted these fine scallops right here. I got some ghee in this pan that's melting. That's gonna be the coating on the pan or the.
Tell them why you're
That's
using
fancy.
I'm using ghee
You
because
gotta explain to the people what ghee is.
the milk solids are removed, so it's not like butter. It's a little different. I wrote that one down.
It's
earlier.
clarified butter, so it won't burn. We'll see how it works.
Hey, hey, for all the men out there that's watching this, y'all see how my wife get excited every time Steph talk about what he cooking? How about you cheer me on the same way? I need a little pump up over here.
And this is why I gave you guys bad advice all those years ago, and you shouldn't have listened to me. I'm glad you didn't listen to me. All right,
Really.
okay, Bree. Okay, Bree.
It's our job tonight to drink the wine. And we're doing a great job at that.
Meat check.
That's all we need to do. Meat check.
This is just like in the arena. I'm drinking. He's doing his thing.
Well, it's getting serious over there. When you get real close to the stove, you gotta look at it real. It's getting serious.
I had to turn it down.
Hey, don't worry. I just got my steak rejected. It ain't ready yet. I was about to take it out. I was just about to take it out. She said,
it's
"Nah."
not ready.
Hey, Steph, you in the listen, we gotta do the
Taste
taste
test.
test. You gotta
We're
taste
tasting the food on camera.
Wait, let me see.
I gotta listen. This is my sauce. This is
We
my
ain't
sauce.
properly
Yeah, we didn't
we didn't
cheers.
properly do this
No.
right.
Oh,
All
yeah.
love sending y'all way to the fam. Appreciate it. That's it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Always.
Always. Much love. I gotta add a little bit more salt in my sauce today.
Tasting as you go. That's a major key.
Which
6:35.
Yep.
All right.
Wait, watch your legs. You're gonna burn yourself.
We got big salt. We got
So right here,
Put it back on there.
Did you use?
I've been
olive
cutting the
oil?
Brussels. I've been cooking the Brussels sprouts for about 15 minutes now, and for the last 5 minutes, I'm gonna add a little. I wrote it down. Oh yeah, it's a little maple syrup with some liquid. What is that word? Say?
aminos.
Some liquid aminos.
It's a soy. It's the soy sauce.
It's just a little sauce. Oh, you can't see it, but yeah. I'm gonna just drizzle those over top of the.
Oh, is that a drizzle? Is it a drizzle?
Hey, you say you drink
You're letting the heat out the oven. You gotta do it fast.
Look good in there.
All right.
Look good
Okay.
in there.
You want to add some more of these seasonings there?
Listen,
You know I like it spicy.
give me that red pepper.
I'm trying not to help you.
Listen, all praise to Mario Chalmers. I couldn't do it. I
You-
couldn't do this. Didn't order me around.
I'm sweating. Good gracious.
I know. I wasn't gonna call him out, but he has like sweat
No.
dripping down.
How long has it? It's been 30 minutes?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at you.
A little Creole. Look, sprinkler. Like E40.
Wait, that would be great.
Little,
Yes.
little nod to the.
No, it's fine. Look at you.
Little smoked paprika.
Let me give you some parsley.
Some more garlic.
Hey, so
Let's
how
see.
y'all keeping yourselves entertained, like with the family, like game nights? I've seen some of the videos. I know y'all have fun. I just want to hear from y'all, like what's the philosophy on how to have fun at the Wade house?
So I think we did too much too soon.
You tapped that idea.
So we started off strong, man. Like every night we would paint together. We would play like different kind of like heads up together, different card games together. And we did everything. We played basketball games together. And about 2 weeks in, we were looking at each other like,
anybody got anything else?
"Oh, what's next?" So, I mean, the thing is, man, the joy of having a 17-month-old in the house. Every day she's giving us
Absolutely.
something. She's comedy. Having a preteen in the house, Dahlia having a 12-year-old in the house, that's a whole different kind of beat. So our kids keep us entertained enough, man. So we ain't over here doing eyes closed, Rubik's Cube type thing. Like,
I'm
we
working
ain't
on
that
the eyes
talented
closed.
like
I got
close
all
our
the
eyes.
algorithms
How
up
you do
here.
that?
I'm right there on the being able to do it with my eyes closed. Give me about another week.
All your heat.
All right, what kind of shows y'all watching?
Yeah, there you go.
I know we all Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. Let's talk about that. Cause I know we all got a production company, so let's talk about the shows you guys watch.
You said let's talk about what, my fault? Oh,
What shows y'all watching?
we are the worst when it comes to committing to one show.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Like we
so
float
bad.
around, we little butterflies floating around. Like, oh, new show. Yeah, I heard about that one.
Oh yes, that's on the list. So I've been trying to
Oh,
get him to
so
start things
good.
like we haven't finished what we started already. I'm like, but we can multitask. It's fine. I almost want to just start watching it on my own.
Like, there's certain
Yeah.
shows we commit to watching together.
No.
One of us watches
I do.
without the
Put
other.
the scallops back in the pan.
It's wrap.
Uh-oh.
Squeeze the lemon.
Steph has his own production company and
Yeah. So wait, so what kind of things are you guys trying to create,
So-
like, with the production companies and stuff?
So,
What kind of content?
What kind of content are we trying to create within our production companies? So I actually have a new production company that I haven't quite announced yet.
I'm sure you could guess the name though.
But my pillars are food, family, faith, and female empowerment. So like they fall in those 4 F's. I'm usually like ready to wrap my arms around it. So and then Stephen, I'll let you talk to yours.
So we have an exclusive. We have
You
an
said what?
exclusive here on the Wind Down. That you we have an exclusive
Yeah,
here on
pretty
the Wind
much.
Down.
what is it?
Aisha's production company.
Oh, you just broke that?
Oh wait, and now you're frozen. You're frozen. Oh no. It's gonna come back. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you literally broke the internet. Here we go. Okay.
Talk to me. No,
No,
not yet.
Like, you want to show me the pasta or should
I gotta still do my pasta. Put my pasta in. I gotta put my pasta in. I gotta still do my pasta. Yeah.
Because I have to be gluten free, dairy free.
Oh wait, no sound.
No sound. Sound is in and out. Uh-oh.
No sound from both sides. No sound from you guys' side.
It's like no sound. Help them. Oh, we can't hear the curries.
You might gotta go up.
We
bring them back in.
can you look to make sure we get them back in? Okay, let's see. Gotta get them back in.
Can y'all? Would y'all hear us loud and clear?
Yeah, I think it's just the curries.
We might have got, oh, we got our Wi-Fi type. Talk to me nice. Hey, listen, once again, everybody out there, it is Friday evening. Okay, Mia. It is Friday evening, and you guys, it's all about drinking tonight, man. So everybody, listen, don't be shy. Let's drink wine. It's not going to stop when this ends. We're going to continue to drink. Let's enjoy our Friday going into our Saturday now. All right, so everybody, tell me what you guys are drinking. Tell everybody what y'all drinking out there.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's, okay, there we go. Wait, hold on. You guys want that brie on?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hey, the curtains over there. Everybody thumbs up.
Hey, watch
We're
me.
good.
Hey! I ain't told nobody something. Get my Teddy Riley going on, man. Now what happened to my scallops?
Yeah, so what happened to them scallops during the break?
Oh my god.
We almost there.
We're there.
Yo,
We're there.
yo. All right,
right, so-
so look, I got another question for you. We're similar. While we're similar in this. Talk about like your mindset at the time when you signed with Under Armour, because at the time it wasn't obviously a popular choice. I'm similar because I signed with Li Ning. That it wasn't a popular choice. But talk about that and all the kids out there to understand that it's way more than 1 or 2 brands.
That's a great question because
It's a good one.
coming into the league, I've been with the other guys for the longest, and at the time, it was an opportunity to be entrepreneurial in mindset and to have a seat at the table of actually growing like a meaningful business. And at the time, UA didn't really have. We had like Brandon Jennings, DeAndre Jordan, Kent Bazemore, small roster, but not really a substantial business by any stretch, and never had a true signature athlete that was actually. Being able to actually, infuse some life into the business and some juice and energy. And so I love that opportunity to do something that was going to be hard work. It was going to be on my shoulders to go out and perform, obviously, and kind of carry the weight of that. And I've loved every minute of it. It's been a lot of ups and downs. It's been a lot of crazy learning lessons. I've had some dud shoes. I've had some fire shoes. I embrace it all. So, whenever basketball is back, continue that effort. And you always got to evolve, right? Like, that's the biggest thing about our careers. Like, we are who we are, and we come to the gym with the same mentality. We're trying to win. But it's all kind of packaged differently every year, depending on what your situation is, and you can embrace that. And so I love helping telling that story every single year, and then allowing myself and UA and the partnership that we had to bring that to life. So it was a good decision at the time, not just business wise, but it was a great learning experience. It's been for the last 7 years. So same thing I know for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, you hit all the points. For me, man, I was in a different place. I was 30 years old, and I was looking at the game differently. I was looking at, my overall life differently at the time. And we always hear this word, right? As athletes, they throw around this word legacy all the time. And I ain't even lie to you, for a long time, I didn't even know what legacy was. I took a stab at what I thought it was, but I really didn't know what it was. So when I set out and thought about, kind of this move that I was, the space I was in as a 30-year-old athlete in the NBA, the conversations that you have with other brands is they want to go like 2-3 years because, athletes, once they get to 30, they start.
Yeah, they know.
Right? So they throw you to the side.
Hey, who's next?
Yeah, who's next? And you know what? And I respect it's business, so you got to respect that, and you can't be sensitive to it, right, from that standpoint. So I think I just set out to look and see what was best for my family and myself. And for us, it was about, we both was in this process of building something and really having real equity and ownership in it. And, we always talked about giving others a platform or raising others up with you or bringing others up along. So for me, when I got opportunity to sign with Li Ning and have my own brand with them, my whole mission was to build something so great that, it's another kid in the inner city of Chicago right now that may be 5 years old or 7 years old that one day can see what I did and understand that his power, understand his reach, and understand that you know, the world is bigger than what you just see out your front window, your back window. So I was a little nervous at first because it was kind of uncharted territories for myself, but it ended up being one of the smartest decisions business-wise that I made so far, of putting my family in a situation of legacy and lifelong opportunity to grow and build something.
Absolutely, man. It takes a lot to take that risk, right? There's risk associated with it, and you know, the security of the big brands and all that. Like they do amazing stuff, and you can't argue. Like at one point in time, and both of our careers, it made sense. But when you get to a certain point, you can pivot and take that ownership and equity. That's what everybody should be looking for. Those type of opportunities.
Y'all talk about from a business standpoint, the business of basketball. And deal structure, and thinking outside the box in terms of your business and how you think yourself, and betting on yourself and what that looks like and what it can look like. I know I was watching the doc about MJ and you know, Scotty's deal, and I literally couldn't sleep after watching it because I saw myself. I saw all the terrible decisions I made. Out of necessity in the moment and not thinking bigger picture. Yeah. And because best believe, even when you can't see your greatness, somebody else can, and they're banking on you not having that self-esteem and having that self-worth. So talk about what is one great piece of business advice that you guys have gotten that can influence this next generation? As Dee says, you know, there's a 5 or a 7-year-old out there on this IG live. What can you say?
I'm just out there, period. It's parents out here that have kids out there.
I think, I mean, that's a great point, and everybody's story is different. You got to realize that. So, like, being real with yourself and where you're at, knowing, like you talk about Scotty's example, like there were a lot of life circumstances that I don't think they talked about it a lot, but there are a lot of things in his past that you know, came through with the decision that he made, and that's all well and good. And like you say, like you would wish that he could have had made a different decision, looked out for himself a little bit, or bet on himself, and got a better return. But the biggest thing that somebody told me was obviously be aware, be smart, be educated. But once you make a decision, like you got to live with it and go and make the most of it. And so it's always easy to count other people's money, to look across the line and say,
been in your pocket?
Exactly.
What's in your wallet?
I'd like to know.
and figure out exactly, you know, you can always say you could be better, but you know, you want to be as educated as you can when you're making decisions like that. Look out and realize your leverage and your worth in those type of conversations. And do your best to protect yourself through that. And that was like, even for my first contract, and it's kind of been talked about too, like underpaid for 3 years, whatever it was. Like I told myself when I put that ink on the paper, like, and especially in this industry, in this business, you can't ever look across and just compare yourself and think that that's the only thing that matters. At the end of the day, if I can take care of my family and whatnot, like, it sounds good, but that was really my thought process. Like, I'm gonna be all right. Let's figure this out. And so for, you know, anybody who's watching, you're gonna have a lot of different decisions to make, and you're gonna be trying to compare yourself to the next person beside you, or look at models like D-Wade was talking about. You have to be real with yourself and know where you're at. Have big dreams and visions, but make sure people that are around you are telling you to you straight too. I threw a lot out there just now, but that was
perfect.
You know, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, what do I have? I have a whole freaking line. Good.
I love you think
I got a whole lot. I got a whole lot to say. No, I'm just joking. But I can't. I would say,
listen, girl, we talked about this.
I would say that no matter how nice you are in your personal life and the way that you speak to people and you carry yourself and you go about things, when it comes to business, a part of you when it comes to the fundamentals has to be regimented and a little bit ruthless, or else people are going to take advantage of you. Bottom line. So like you can't have the same. You got to step outside of yourself a little bit and really read between the lines when it comes to your business. And ruthless doesn't mean being an asshole. It just means standing up for yourself at the end of the day. And then I would say, there was
you know
a point.
what feels like ruthless to someone else is you creating boundaries.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's okay
That's
to
all it
actually
is.
value yourself as well. Like it's fine. It's not, you're not arrogant. You're valuing yourself. And
You're
I
not
think
brand
that's
new.
okay.
It's just called boundaries.
Exactly. And for me, I think at a certain point, I was so gracious and had so much gratitude and thanks for everything that I was doing. And I didn't want to seem, so over the top and like I had an air to myself. So I was the yes woman. And it took a lot of time, many years for me to realize like it's fine to say no. And I'm going to start saying no a lot and it's going to become my favorite word. So.
Well, they want you to be grateful for crumbs, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hello.
There you go.
Finish.
Woo.
That looks great. He's
Everybody
playing
out there.
on top of the steak.
Hey, Steph, come and look at this masterpiece right here.
There is no American.
Yum.
sauce,
I love that we
and there was
finished
no
at the
sugar.
same time. Come on, come on.
Wait.
That looks great.
I'm over here plating.
That's perfect. That's perfect. You want more?
Stop
Okay.
and let it fall off to the side.
Okay. All right.
You let it fall off to the side.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you plated it.
Oh, you-
Oh, the sky's about to fall off the plate, but we got the fillet, we got the
Hold
Hold
Brussels
on,
sprouts.
let me get it.
My baby over here sweating like baby wine in
Hey,
some
listen.
concert.
I ain't sweated this much since I ran around out there and that game went on y'all, Steph.
Yo!
What did you say?
Hey, I'm standing underneath the rim like this, like
Hey, did you think it had a chance?
I was right underneath the basket. I saw it online the whole time. That's why I didn't move, and I had the nerve to catch it out the rim. I should have ran over and handed it to you.
Yo, how funny would that have been if you'd have ran and chasing me to give me the ball?
Yeah, I hear it. Wait, get your ass out of here, man.
This is so dope.
Go ahead, give me.
I'm gonna sprinkle it. Here you go, E40.
Yo, everybody
Oh,
out there,
baby.
what you put in there? What's that?
No, babe.
What you put a little?
Little
So
thyme.
look, we add a little time on that, and a little cheese,
It's so hot.
Listen, it's for the
That's
people.
like a high arcing shot.
It's for the people.
The people don't have to clean this up.
It's for the people.
Ooh, are we eating right now too? We're eating
We
right
gotta
now.
taste it.
Look at everybody, man.
And he knows I can't do dairy, but
He put cheese on it.
he put cheese on it. But it's okay.
Just a
You're
little
just gonna
bit.
give him you're just
And
gonna
I'm
give him
gonna
some
have a little bit
presents.
of farts.
You're gonna give him a gift tonight.
My little bit of farts is gonna be
this
super
is-
romantic.
Wait, hold on. Take a drink of our wine.
Do we back it up? Back it up a little.
Wait,
bit.
yours done, right?
So yeah, hold on. I got.
Can you tilt it?
I'm gonna do this right here. So
Ooh, I'm
So they
excited.
can see. So they could each, everyone
There
can
we
see
go.
our first bites. Here we go.
right here,
Go right
a nice medium
That's
steak.
delicious.
Doing good, babe.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mm. I can smell it. I don't even need to taste it. I know
Babe, you
it's
did a great job.
Put it this way. I don't know if I've ever been more defeated in my life because I actually was nervous. I got to the end. I played the food, but I've been tasting her food for so long. I know what that tastes like. And I was hoping in my mind that that was what it was gonna taste like.
Really good.
All right.
You
Listen.
did a great
I
job.
did all right though. I
I'm
just
just
know what
saying, though.
you set the bar so high.
Can we get on your cooking show? Can we come on and you know what I'm saying? Bye. What's up?
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Babe, this
Good.
is almost clear taco.
This is
I'm gonna give
good.
it a 9.
Hey, look, Steph. That's the question I have for you too. What did you give Aaron Gordon on that last dunk? You sweating? I feel like Whitney Houston in concert. What did you give Aaron Gordon on that last dunk?
Hey,
This is a great time to not tell the truth, Steph.
It's a great time to tell it. But everyone has their own opinions. What was your opinion of the last dunk that Aaron Gordon did?
Aaron should have won, man.
Wait, but from that dunk or period?
That dunk was not his best, but he should have won. He had the better body of work. So I understand the dilemma. I just know Aaron Gordon should have won.
Right. But we talking about the last dunk. Would you have gave him a
You
9
try-
or you gave him a 10? Because up until that point, I gave Aaron Gordon a 10 every time.
Honestly, I would have been biased, and I would have said, yeah, he got a 10. I got to make sure he wins.
Great answer. Great answer. So, listen, I was biased as well.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I gave Derrick Jones Jr. a 9 on his first dunk when he jumped over Bam.
Right.
I'm all about if you're going to do it, you got to clear him. That's
Right.
the
You got a little
clear him, so I gave him a 9.
neck.
Yeah.
That's a tough. Hey, the NBA called me when I'm retired and they asked me to do a dunk contest, and your face gonna pop in my head. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yo, you know how many? Listen, I get so many people that comment on everything I do and be like, I give that a 9 out of 10. And I'm like, do y'all know that a 9 out of 10? I'll take that any day.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'll take it any day of the week, man.
No, that's funny because you got 9 out of 10. I got look at Curry, man, so inspirational. We just doing it out here, you know. I tell you what.
Babe, was it really good?
It really is good, baby.
All right, listen, hey, yo, so I don't know if you're going to say it or if you believe it, but what do you feel about the conversation that people say that you changed the game of basketball? Like, it's only a few different people that come along and you like, that guy right there changed the way that we look at basketball. How do you feel when people say that about you?
At first, I was uncomfortable with it because, like, you know, anytime you get that, like, outlandish praise for doing something legendary and you still in the fight, like, it doesn't do anything for me. So I kind of, like, kept it at bay. But now I kind of sit and think about it, and, you know, 11 years in, looking at some of the guys that are coming into the league and how the game has changed in terms of, you know, just how many threes are going up and that being a part of, you know, anybody who sets foot on the floor, on the NBA floor now should have that in their arsenal in some way, shape, or form. Like, it is pretty flattering. And, you know, I appreciate the fact that I didn't come in trying to do it. Like, I literally was just being myself, and whatever I saw, whatever I worked on, I was going to go out there and do. And just having the, I'll call it the stubbornness to think that I could do it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just.
I feel like you were just excited to be there.
I had to play. And so, like, yeah, it's just wild to think about, man. I embrace it. I love it. I know that I have changed it in terms of, you know, how younger kids now see the game of basketball and what they work on at a younger age. We'll see how it continues to play out with the new talent that's coming into the league. So,
Yo, you know what I love? I love when they show Steve Kerr when you're taking a shot.
oh yeah,
I love when he like, you know, he looking at it like, Steph, no, and then you make it. He like, what?
we were still getting to know each other at that point. That was like 3 months in.
I love that, man. I love it.
Even 5 years later, he's still making that look.
So when you first came in the league, for real, you know, Warrior fans, you know, who were there with the Run TMC era. I know when I first saw Timmy Hardaway walking, just randomly ran into Tim Hardaway in the Miami arena, and I lost my shit. I was like, oh my God, Run TMC, oh my God, yeah, Chris Mullin. It was the best thing ever. The next time I went to go see the Warriors was with you guys and your OGs, BD and Matty Barnes.
Yep.
And,
Stack Jack.
You're my UCLA Bruin guys, my little
Yep.
pros. But talk to us about the importance of OGs.
Facts.
I mean, it's everything because I know, I guess kind of like what the question you just asked about changing the game, but like I know how many people have laid the foundation for what the NBA is now, and the ability for us to make the livings that we do now is because of the work that they put in and advancing the game and keeping basketball front and center and culture. And in that respect, so like I got nothing but respect and just praise for anybody. The fraternity it's not that big if you think about it in terms of the grand scheme of life and how many people put on the NBA jersey and made a name for themselves. So the craziest thing is now is like I know a lot of them are dealing with like the wave of social media and anything they say and how they judge and view today's game is going to catch headlines, and sometimes they just be wilding out, just talking. But for the most part, like, a lot of them respect how we've carried the torch, and I hope to do that. I know a lot of guys in the league today can't wait to be in that position where they look back at the work that they did and say, oh, these kids out here, you know, because of what we did in our careers, they get to hoop and take care of their families and grow the game. So it's pretty crazy to think about.
That was one of my biggest fears, is that when D signed on for his TNT show, that he would become an old hater. Like, well, I'm not.
Hey, that's real talk though, because you got to be truthful and honest. You got to give an opinion.
Yeah, I was actually afraid of that. Like, I never wanted to leave the game and become that guy that talks about, you know, all the players that's playing the game, you know what I mean? And especially the further and further away you get from the game, the more and more the game changes and it's different than what you remember. And we all have this mentality that, oh, I would have did it this way, or I wouldn't have done that. So I never wanted to, like, I don't want to, not never, because, you know, this is going to go on for a while. I don't want to lose myself in the process of being on TV and talking about the game of basketball I love, you know what I mean?
I still want to be able to have sex with him. There's nothing more unsexy than an old ass hater.
No,
Speaking of sex,
they just got a different swag about them.
speaking of sex, can we talk about that photo that you guys posted viral? Like the sexy photo, you know, when you was holding her up like this.
Let's just put it
Can we
this way,
talk
bro.
about that? What inspired that?
We'll talk
It was-
about having faith and moving the culture forward, and that you can and those two things can live together. Talk about it.
I
Talk
like
about
the-
it.
Yes,
Talk
absolutely.
about it. Talk about it.
Absolutely. Actually, I would love to talk about that, because I feel like that is the biggest misconception with us being Christians, is that we can't have fun in our marriage and that we're not feisty and lovely and all of the Ludacris songs. And that's annoying, and it's not the case at all. For us, our faith is about our personal relationship with God and making sure that we love everybody around us without judgment. That is not our job. We're never trying to pass judgment on people. We're just trying to love the Lord, get it popping, and drink wine.
So it's possible to love Jesus and get it popping too.
Yes.
All I was doing was trying to get hand rehab in on All-Star Weekend. That's what I was just trying to